Video, so we are going to do a completely glueless wig install. This wig comes from ISEE Hair Company. I was heavy on ISEE hair. I used to use them as my hair vendor, so this is my first time actually trying out a wig from the company. I decided that I wanted to try out a 30-inch wig because from my understanding back in the day, ISEE hair only went up to like 26 inches. Now they got 30 inches. Like, okay, let me go ahead and hop on this and see how I like their wigs. All right, so jumping right into it, this is a 30-inch 200% density 5x5 lace closure wig. It came from ISEE Hair Company, and this is how the box came packaged and what came with it. The unit itself, listen, this extra comb, I'm tired of it. I'm sick of it. We don't need it. There's no reason for it. But like I was saying, the unit itself, as far as like the hairline on the closure, it's not pre-plucked, but the knots are pretty small. So I was expecting for them to bleach pretty well. The unit is super full and I love that. What I went ahead and did was I softened the knots with developer prior to bleaching it completely, and I added an elastic band. When I decided to bleach these knots, I did not realize that the middle part of the closure had super huge knots that were super stubborn. They did not bleach at all. But even so, I decided that I was going to go ahead and customize the wig as I needed it for an event. I did pluck the hairline, and I parted it down the center. Now, the trick to getting the knots to not be as apparent, because, you know, they're black, use makeup. So I am going to use a small angle brush, and I'm going to use the level 11 foundation from Ruby Kisses just to camouflage those dark black knots that were so stubborn. And y'all, I used the method of softening the knots with developer prior to actually bleaching them. I used that method. I left it on these knots for like 30 minutes prior to actually bleaching the knots, and it did absolutely nothing. I don't know what happened. I was very upset about that because it was like you wasted my time. Okay, so first, these knots are not the best. What I have to do is use makeup to kind of camouflage. And the lace is on the lighter side, so I'm definitely going to go in with some makeup. I'm using my blending brush. You can find it on my website, along with the kit for you to install your wigs at home. I'm just going in with some makeup. As you guys can see, it's already tinting that lace. So I'm doing that because the knots did not fully bleach in the front where I created like the hairline, you know, after plucking and all that good stuff. That's good. Okay, so the lace is cut. Now let's put this bad boy on. Ooh, she fits a little snug. Ooh. Ooh. Oh yeah, I don't even need to use any adhesive, no gel or anything whatsoever, because this wig is actually sitting, it's sitting snug. It's a little too snug. It's tight. Wig, but the knots, you know, it's always something. The knots can make or break a wig, and I feel like that's what broke this wig, is the knots, because I had to go in with makeup to create my part, and it's too thin. It's not natural at all. but the knots on the hairline, like the front of the lace, they bleached pretty well. Yeah, so here's the install. Absolutely no glue, no gel, no spray, no adhesive, nothing. It's very pretty. I just wish that the knots bleached the way they needed to. But I could work with this. I can work with this. This wig fits super duper snug, okay? It's not big head friendly because my head is like this right now. Like, I feel like I'm going to have a headache with this wig. If you're interested in this wig, I'll have a link down below. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.